Have you ever thought of studying law? Studying law opens you the doors to a series of professional areas that are in high demand and that provide stability and a good economic position. Among them, you can find, of course, a lawyer, but also being a barrister or attorney, a district attorney or public prosecutor, also a notary public or judge, or other related areas like working in diplomacy or in consultancy. For this reason, in this video, I'm going to provide you with some ideas of what the work in these different areas may involve, and also we're going to talk about some of the characteristics or skills that a person that is planning to work in law may need. And finally, we are going to have a look at what do you need in Spain in order to become a lawyer or to work in some of these related areas. The most obvious profession to start with is lawyer, even though lawyer is a kind of umbrella term that includes several professions or several categories of people that work dealing with law. In a way, a barrister is a kind of lawyer, for example. Lawyers provide legal advice for people at companies. They can help people with legal procedures and suits. They can represent you in court, or they can defend people that have been accused of a crime. And in Spain, as in most countries, lawyers have to register in a bar association. Most lawyers work in private firms, so on their own or with colleagues. However, in Spain, there are a number of public attorneys who work for the state. If you want to do this kind of job, you have to do a public exam to access that type of position. Next in the line, we have barristers and attorneys. Barrister and attorney are the same. Barrister is the name of that position in the UK, and attorney is what we use in the US. They are a lawyer basically, but when they are working with a specific institutional role. So a lawyer, when that lawyer is defending you, is your barrister, for example. There are also other related positions, like being a court agent, that I think is the translation for the Spanish procurador, that are people or lawyers that have got some kind of specific role associated to a local court. And if you have to work to that court, or if you have to get regular information about your case, they are the type of specific lawyer that helps you with that. Then we have district attorneys or public prosecutors. This is what we would call fiscal in Spanish. Again, they are the same position with a different name in each side of the Atlantic. So we have district attorneys in the UK and public prosecutors in the US. Basically, in this case, they are also lawyers, but they work as public servants who hold an institutional position, and they represent the state in courts. Okay. In criminal cases, they prosecute the suspected felon. So they are the ones that we see in the films that accuse the suspect of having committed a crime and trying to prove that he or her is guilty. Now we finish with the terms that fall under that umbrella term lawyer, but we have one more important position in court, that is obviously the judge. A judge is a public servant that mediates in conflicts among individuals or organizations, and also judges suspected felons in criminal cases. In Spain, if you want to be a judge, you first have to be a lawyer for several years before you can apply to be a judge, and then you have to sit a very difficult examination. We also have many positions to work in law outside court. For example, one of the most important is a notary public. They work as a private business which have the state prerogative to issue certain official documents and deeds, such as, for example, property or inheritance deeds. You need to do a public exam also to become a notary public. Another area of law outside court is diplomacy. Experts in law are needed in embassies and consulates, and, for example, they can work in European or international law. Finally, another position that it's important to mention are consultors. So even if you decide to not go in the bar or to apply for an official position, experts in law are needed as counselors and advisors for companies and businesses of all types. But law can be useful also outside the purely professional area. Being a law expert can help you in many other areas. For example, it can help you to defend yourself against other people or company abuses. Or if you start a business, it can help you to know what type of things you can do that are legal or where you can get in trouble with the state. In the same way, that expertise can help you to defend other people against lawsuits and enable you to defend them against injustice. So you can help people without resources that have been treated unjustly to defend against businesses, governments, or other institutions. Okay, and it can also help you to fight against unjust laws. And what do you need in order to be a good law practitioner? First of all, you have to be good at creating and manipulating arguments, and this implies having good logic and reasoning skills. You will compete with highly intelligent people that are well-prepared law experts and will try to counter and nullify your arguments. Therefore, you have to be able to do the same to them. You also need to have a good command of language and very good writing skills. You will need to write hundreds of reports, argue your position, and having a poor written expression may not help you very much with that. And even if courts are not as spectacular as depicted in films, sometimes you have to speak in court, and a good oral expression will also be a must. So in any case, you have to work on improving those skills in order to become a good law practitioner. Finally, you will have to often recall many laws and regulations from memory or to do a quick search for them. So a good memory and having the ability to search through documents and archives will also help you if you plan to work in this field. Finally, we have to talk about how to become a lawyer in Spain. Here, in order to become a law practitioner, first you have to do a law degree. All the main public universities in Madrid offer law degrees. The required grade at the VAU ranges from the 7.8 at Universidad Rey Juan Carlos to the 9.5 in Universidad Carlos III o Universidad Autónoma de Madrid. Another possibility, you can do a double degree combining law with other disciplines such as economics, business studies, or journalism. Those will generally require having higher grades, and if you don't have high enough grades at the VAU, you could always apply to a private university that, however, always tend to be very expensive. After that, it's always advisable to do a master's degree if you want to specialize in a specific area. Remember that you probably need to join the bar or to do some official exams in order to access most of the positions we've talked about. So, what do you think about law? Is it a possible career path for you? Let us know what you think, and thanks for listening.